Welcome to a new discussion where we delve into the intriguing topic of Meghan Markle's reported pregnancies. You've likely heard various accounts, but let's examine some lesser-known aspects, particularly focusing on Meghan's age during these times. Meghan, born in 1997, was 41 years old at the time of her marriage to Prince Harry. This age is significant in the context of pregnancies, as it's often labeled as geriatric pregnancy. This term kicks in at 35, with fertility issues becoming more prominent as women age. The first child Meghan and Harry reportedly had was said to be born in March of 1999. If we backtrack, the conception date would be around July 1998. This is where things get interesting. Typically, a woman's menstrual cycle is about 28 days, and conceiving within this period can be challenging, especially as one approaches their 40s. It's a known fact in medical circles that women are born with a finite number of eggs. Post-30, the quantity and quality of these eggs decline. Statistically, while 1 in 4 women in their 20s and early 30s get pregnant per menstrual cycle, this drops to 1 in 10 by the age of 40. Now, let's hypothesize that Meghan and Harry were exceptionally fortunate. They managed to conceive within the first few months of their marriage. This, in itself, is beating significant odds. But then, there's also the concern about carrying the pregnancy to term without complications, which can be more frequent in later life pregnancies. Issues like miscarriage or the baby developing health conditions such as Down syndrome are more common in such cases. So, their son's birth, under these circumstances, would indeed be a remarkable feat, but the story doesn't end there. Let's shift our focus to Meghan Markle's second pregnancy, which adds another layer of complexity to this already intricate story. Around February 2021, Meghan would have conceived, only to unfortunately miscarry by June, about 3 months into the pregnancy. Miscarriages, particularly in geriatric mothers, aren't uncommon. Meghan, at this point, would have been 42 years old. A fascinating tidbit comes from Prince Harry's book, where he mentions taking the remains of the miscarried baby and burying them in a secret location known only to them. This claim raises eyebrows. In the United States, it's highly unusual, and possibly against protocols, for hospitals to release fetal remains directly to families. They're typically handled as medical waste. From personal anecdotes and general hospital procedures, the options usually given to families include professional handling of the remains or preparation for a formal funeral. The concept of a hospital handing over fetal remains for private burial seems far-fetched. Most U.S. states have regulations against burying remains in undisclosed locations. Harry and Meghan's handling of this situation seems to deviate from the norm, veering into the unusual, if not slightly eerie. Now, let's talk about their third pregnancy. Talk about luck! They apparently timed this pregnancy perfectly to announce it on Valentine's Day 2021, echoing Princess Diana's announcement of being pregnant with Harry. Fast forward, and the baby, whom I'll call Invisibed, was said to be born in June 2021. If this timeline holds true, Meghan would have been around 44 years old. Diving deeper into the timeline, Meghan, by 2021, would have been around 44 years old, with the conception of her third child taking place just a few months post-miscarriage. Remarkably, she seems to have bypassed the usual complications associated with geriatric pregnancies. An interesting point to ponder, fabricating birth certificates in the US is surprisingly not that difficult. Considering Meghan's high school peers are all around 44, questions about her actual age arise. She certainly wasn't a child prodigy who skipped grades. Josh Silverstein, her first kiss at camp, stated they were both born in 1977. Given Meghan's past inconsistencies, this age debate adds another layer of mystery. Even setting aside doubts about birth certificates, hospital changes, the authenticity of christening photos, and the absence of real photographs of the two children, the odds of conceiving thrice in 3 years at a geriatric age and delivering 2 healthy babies seem astonishingly high. If any inaccuracies in my analysis stand out, feel free to point them out. The more I delve into these details, the more I'm inclined to question the entire narrative. It seems there's more to this story than meets the eye. On a different note, I've been engaging with your thoughtful comments. In my latest video, titled "Things Have Gone Too Far for Sussex," Catherine tore Harry and Meghan to pieces. I discussed how Catherine, Princess of Wales, is reportedly distancing herself from Harry and Meghan. According to reports, the rift between Catherine and Harry. Moving on to the ongoing royal family saga, the tension escalated when Prince Harry released his memoir, casting a negative light on Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge. Angela Kelly, a royal expert, has criticized the royal family for what she perceives as a lack of moral leadership in handling the crisis. Kelly suggests that the royal family's reliance on traditional deference may have inadvertently given the Sussexes an advantage. Kelly also expresses concern over Harry and Meghan's involvement with charities and the potential risks they pose to the royal family's image. This situation has clearly sparked skepticism and apprehension about Harry and Meghan's future role within the royal family. Turning to your reactions, one comment from user HK caught my eye. When it's all said and done, the monarchy will be left standing tall. Long live the king. This succinct and confident take mirrors my thoughts. The monarchy is resilient and likely to withstand any challenges posed by Harry and Meghan. Sue Clark's comment brings another dimension. The long game sure has been a long one, and it's still going. The rope the Queen gave Meghan was also a very long one. Clark points out the time and opportunities Meghan had, which potentially led to some damage within the royal family. This observation highlights a cautious approach by the royals, possibly indicative of their desire to avoid brash actions. Lastly, a comment from Karen shifts the focus to the removal of Harry and Meghan's titles. She notes, removing Harry and Meghan Markle's titles is not up to the king. It is down to the British government. This is an important clarification. The decision rests with Parliament, not King Charles alone. The debate around the Sussexes and their impact on the monarchy continues to evoke strong opinions and insights. Continuing with the comments, Susan shared, 100% agree with Angela Kelly. The royal family could have avoided this mess with Meghan Markle by being transparent from the start. This sentiment resonates with many who believe that straightforwardness could have prevented the current turmoil. Susan also expressed concern over the future of the monarchy and Prince William's ascendancy to the throne, which I believe will happen despite the challenges. Denise Campbell offered a different perspective. It wouldn't have been wise for the Queen's health to engage in a full battle with the Sussexes. She interprets the Queen's statement, "Recollections may vary," as a subtle indication of disbelief in Harry and Meghan's claims. Campbell also mentions the rushed response to the situation by Lady Susan and Prince William's trip to the USA, suggesting a need for more measured approaches. Regarding Harry and Meghan's titles, Campbell believes they should have been suspended upon their departure. She raises the point that the children's titles should be conditional on their willingness to serve as royals and after confirming their lineage. This opinion reflects a broader sentiment about the Sussexes' relationship with their royal titles and duties. Barbara's comment adds another twist, speculating that Meghan might have claimed pregnancy to expedite the wedding. This claim, however, is tangled in its own web of complexities, especially considering the rumor of Meghan's medical history. The royal saga continues to unfold with more questions than answers. Continuing the conversation, Barbara humorously suggested Meghan Markle's almost mystical capabilities, jesting about her supposed ability to communicate with seals. This lighthearted comment, although in jest, underscores the myriad of unbelievable rumors that often surround public figures like Meghan. Joan brought up another serious point regarding Lady Susan Hussey, who was embroiled in controversy after an incident involving Harry and Meghan. Joan believes Hussey, after her long service, deserves a public apology for being unfairly maligned, a sentiment I find quite valid considering the circumstances. Karen Lee expressed a rather dramatic view. Should the unthinkable and improbable occur and Harry ended up on the throne, it would effectively end the monarchy. This extreme perspective, while unlikely, reflects the intense emotions and opinions the royal family saga evokes. The conversation around the royal family, Harry, and Meghan continues to be a hot topic, with opinions ranging from the serious to the satirical. It's a story that keeps evolving, bringing new dimensions and viewpoints to the forefront.